All right, today I'm going to show you how to use a Siemens washing machine dryer combination right here. Right here I have the Siemens washer and dryer combination. I'm going to show you how to use the washing machine and the dryer on this machine. Now this specific washer and dryer is the washer dryer 1442. And I'm going to go over it with you. But before we get started, can you give me a thumbs up as well as subscribe to my channel? I'll appreciate it tremendously. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So I have the washing machine right here. I'm gonna open it for you and just shut the door. I'm gonna show you how I open it. Now that's the first thing that you need to know how to do is open the door. So I'm just gonna come up here and there's a door button right here and I'm just gonna go ahead and press it and the door pops open, right? And I'm able to go ahead and add laundry to the machine. Now with this machine, it's a wash and dry combination, but with this washing machine, you need to add detergent to it. Now, there's a detergent drawer right here. I'm going to go over that with you. But before we get started, there is something that we are commonly using these days, and that is these pods right here for washing our laundry. Now, with this front-loading washing machine, you always want to take the pod and throw it directly in the drum before adding the clothes. You do not want to put it in the drawer. Some of the newer models can allow you to put the detergent in the drawer right here, but not all models, and it's very few at this point in time. So with that said, I placed the detergent within inside of the drum, and then I will add clothes to the drum right after that. But I'm not going to be using this pot. I'm actually going to show you how I use detergent. So right here I have detergent. I have Pre-Wool Renew right here, which I'm going to be using. It's a delicate detergent. You could use your regular detergent. I just choose to use this one. And I also have a fabric softener, which I'm going to be using. This is called Softland Ultra. All right. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and add my clothes to the laundry right here. So I'm going to be washing dark colored clothes in this wash right here. So I'm going to add this to the load right here. So I added the laundry to it, the dark clothing to it. And so once you add the clothing to it, you're going to go ahead and want to shut it. Okay, so shut it, make sure it's closed. Then you're going to go ahead and add the detergent right here. I said add the Pre-Wool Renew. And so I'm going to add it. There are compartments in here. There's 1, 2, and 3. And let me show you these really quick. So this is the one that I added to. This is called the pre-wash. I just added detergent to number 1 right here. And then in the middle, it's important to know that this is fabric softener. For fabric softener in this compartment right here. And for adding chlorine bleach, there is a compartment right there. It's a little tough to get into. But that small compartment inside of there is where you add chlorine. If you can see right there, there's a Cl. See that? Indicating chlorine, put that in there. And then this is for the main wash right here. So like I generally don't add it to this one right here. I just add it to this first one right here. And this one if I have deeply soiled clothes with detergent. And then this one right here is for fabric softener. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and add my detergent to number 1, like I just talked about. So I add my detergent to it right there. Then I'm gonna take the Softland, and then I'm going to add the Softland to the fabric softener right here compartment. So I have the detergent and fabric softener in there. Now I have detergent in there, all the detergent I'm going to use. I'm going to go ahead and shut the drawer. Make sure it's totally shut. The Siemens drawer is totally shut. Now we're ready to get started with the wash. Now there's a variety of controls on here, and I'm going to go through them with you. All right, so the first thing that we want to do is I am going to turn it on. Now you turn this on by coming over here to this knob right here. And you look right here, there's a bunch of controls what to choose from. We're gonna start over here for Easy Care. Do you see this right here? It's Easy Care, it says it right here, Easy Care. So this is what it says. It's for easy care for your clothing. You don't want it to be ruffled, the feathers ruffled too much. You'll choose Easy Care, but there are some settings for silk and wool that you may want to stay tuned for. Now, with that said, it says Easy Care right here. And if you look at this knob right here, this right here shows the degrees of temperature right here. Now this is in Celsius right here. So it's 30 degrees Celsius. That's the temperature. That's what you generally, that's the lowest temperature that it has generally, just regular tap water. Then it heats it up to 40 degrees Celsius and then 60 degrees Celsius right here for easy care. So depending on what your clothing is, you'll want to set it here. This is cold water, this is warm water, and 60 degrees is hot water. Okay, but there's also extremely hot water at 90 degrees Celsius, which I'll talk to you about momentarily. So we're on easy care right here. All right, so you can make the selection for easy care 30. You can make the selection for easy care 40, easy care 60. You have for silk items, you have silk, which takes the temperature down to 30 degrees Celsius. You have a setting for wool, all this, which is cold water, for 30 degrees Celsius right here. And then you just have cold water. Okay, so this cold water is actually straight from the faucet right here. Okay, so 30 degrees is actually a little bit warmer than it would be coming straight from the faucet. So if you just want straight cold water from the faucet, this is the option right here where it says cold. All right, so we just went through this. Okay, so the easy care with the silk, and we have a cold. I'm going to go around on this side so we can show this side before I get to the dryer section down here. All right, so you have that. I'm going to spin it all around, and I came back up to where it says cotton. Now, this is your normal cotton wear. You know, it has for 30 degrees Celsius, I can have cotton at 40 degrees Celsius. And then again at 60 degrees Celsius, and it says stains right here. Now, I believe the reason why it says stains is because it takes the temperature up high enough to remove those deep down stains that can accumulate on your clothes. You know, 60 degrees, it's a warmer temperature, hot temperature, and it will dissolve. It's more likely to dissolve some of those stains. And then you have the 60 plus. This, I'm not exactly sure what this means, but it means something. I don't use that. And then you have 90 degrees. Now, this is the hottest temperature that this washing machine can get up to. Now, this is for cottons that takes it to the, you might do linens with this, you know, bed linens with this at 90 degrees. It's extremely hot temperature, and it dissolves solids more so than any other things. But it may damage clothing, especially colored clothing or delicate clothing. Then we have the cotton mix. Now this takes the temperature down to 30 degrees. Now you can see right here, it's mixed items that you would put in here, right here. And then the next, there is a rinse and spin. For instance, you have just clothing that you just need it to be rinsed and spun. Then you would select this option right here, and it shows rinse plus spin right there. Do you see that? And then there is a empty and spin. So empty the water, not necessarily rinsing it, but just empty the water and then spin the clothing to make sure the water's out. And then there is a dry option right here. For instance, you have wet clothing and you just want to use the dryer portion of this dryer. You will go to dry right here, and then I'm going to go to the selections over here for use. So you can see right here, there is options right here. Start, in, spin, dry, and then there's a delicate dry. Very important you know the difference between these right here, because the dry will be a hotter temperature and a delicate will be what it says, delicate drying temperature for things such as wool and silk and maybe easy care that you'll be using. All right, so let's go ahead and go over this right here. So we're in the dry option right here. So once you have this in the dry option, and I'm also going to show you how to use the dry option with the wash. Now with that, what it does is it will wash your clothing and then automatically dry once it's done washing. A great feature that this washing machine has, and I'll show you how to use it with the Easy Care and the cotton momentarily. But first, we're going to go with the dry. Say, for instance, you just want to dry your clothing right here. You press that, and then you come over here, and it says auto. So it's natively going to the auto feature. Now, what will happen is it will automatically detect when your clothing is dry, then stop the cycle once your clothing is dry. So this is an auto detect. This is like almost mindless drying right here when you have in the auto. But say for instance, you don't want the auto feature to do it. You want to time this out yourself. Okay, so we're going to do something. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to press this button right here, and it says auto 1, auto 2, not exactly sure what auto 2 is, but then it takes it to time dry. Now this right here is 2 hours right here. All right, so the time dry goes to 2 hours. You go to an hour 50 minutes, hour 40, And it keeps on going down to an hour, down to 40 minutes, down to 30 minutes, down to 20 minutes, and then back to auto detect. Now, once you make your selection for the dry, you'll go ahead and press start and it will start the cycle. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it and show you. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and change this. Oops, didn't mean to do that. So I'm gonna go right here, an hour. I'm gonna set it for an hour, then I'm gonna press start. Now watch what happens. One second. So it sounds like it's about to wash, but in actuality, this is about to dry, okay? So I press start already, and given momentarily, it's gonna start drying. Now watch this. It's starting to spin for the drying section. But say for instance, I wanna stop it. I can go ahead and press the door. That will not do anything, right? So I press the start button again. That does not do anything either. None of these buttons are doing anything, and it's... One second. I am going to check this out. I am going to take the start button and I'm going to press and hold this start button to see if it will reset the cycle. Let me go ahead and try that. Watch this. I'm taking the start button, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. And all it did was start the feature over. Something's not going right here. Turn the knob and it stopped it, okay? So I need to get out of this and it went to end right here. So I'm gonna give it a couple of seconds and it's going to stop the cycle. I'm gonna go ahead and go to off. Give it a second. Go back to dry. Now it will open. Did you see that, what I did? Now it allows me to open it. So I can go ahead and take the clothing out or add clothing that I need, and that's how you open up the door. So with that said, now I'm gonna go to the wash settings and then apply the drying for when it's after. So right here, I have stuff in here ready to go. The laundry is ready to go, ready to be washed, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and close this. The detergent's in there. And I'm gonna go to the setting that I want. So I want wool, all right? I have wool right here, and I'm gonna use cold, okay? So I'm gonna use cold, all right? So what I'm going to do is, after I set this, it's gonna ask me to spin. All right, you see this? It takes a spin, it's a low spin. It actually can go up to a high spin. I think it's like 1,400 rotations per minute, but I can take the spin all the way for wool. I can take it from 900 to 800 and to lower. But if I did something like cotton, look, the spin is actually starts at 1,400 rotations per minute. And what that means is it's going to spin 1,400 times within 1 minute when it's doing a spin cycle. Now, if you have delicate clothing, you may not want it to spin that hard, but it will get the clothing dry faster. So I'm going to take it down to cold. Back to the wash that I'm going to use, all right? Cold, it takes it to 900, all right? You can take it, keep it at 900, and then it's going to ask me for the dry, if I want dry. Now to do that, I'm gonna go ahead and press this button, and it won't allow me to set a dry setting. That is interesting, because when you have wool, it is delicate, and they think that you'll just hang it out to dry. So let me change this to 30, and let me see if it'll allow me to do a dry time. Will not allow me to do it. Now, what about if I take it to silk? Will it do it? Yes. So silk will allow me to add the dryer in here. Okay, I can still dry these clothing, but I would have to take it out and use a dry selection under wool. Now, Easy Care, take it to Easy Care 30, will allow me to do it. It has an auto setting and it also has the dry time right here. I'm just gonna go ahead and do auto, okay? Auto 1, so automatically detect, and then I'm gonna adjust the spin. Now, Easy Care is for delicates as well too. I said as well too, that's not right. But it is not the wool, and it allows me to do the drying within the wash. So I'm gonna set it at 900 rotations per 900 rotations per, you know what I'm saying, minute. Okay, so I have that at 30. Let's see what time. And so like when you set the time and when you set it for different options, it gives you how long it's going to take. That was 3 hours. Let me see if I go over to cotton right here. So I went over to cotton and it is detecting, and it's going to take 2 hours and 28 minutes under cotton. Now, what if I do it for 30? All right. It's going to take exactly 2 hours for this to get done. Okay. Actually 3 hours and 54 minutes. That's how long it's going to take. But the dry time, if I have a time, it's 2 hours. Let me change this to auto. Let me see what it comes up to. Auto, let's see how long it's going to take to do it. So it's 14 rotations per 3 hours and 13 minutes for this cycle under cotton at 30 degrees Celsius. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and change it back over here. 900, 3 hours and 7 minutes. All right. So we have an auto feature. The spin is at 900. And this is something right here. This is the delay button right here. So the delay, you can delay when the wash is supposed to start by 1 hour. You can delay it by 2 hours, and you keep on pressing the button, and it delays the beginning of the wash for up to 24 hours. And you get it to the time that you want to do. You just go ahead and press start, and it will not wash for up to how many hours that I set the delay feature for. Now, if you don't want the delay feature on, you just keep on going through this until you get back to 24. You press it one more time, and it goes back down, right? So it's going to go back down until it gets to 0. All right, so it's going to get to 0. Boom, and there is no delay. The next feature I'm going to show you over here is the quick wash feature right here. So this quick, I press this, and it's supposed to be a quicker wash right here. So it changed the time all the way down to 2 hours and 14 minutes. That's how long it's going to take. So it went from 3 hours to 2 hours and 14 minutes to do the wash and dry for this. So I'm going to do the quick option, and then I'm going to go ahead and start it. Now to start it, I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to press the start button to get this going. And it's starting momentarily. It'll start to add water to it and get this thing going. Let's see. Listen for it. It says open. The door's open, so I had to shut it. So now it's shut. Now it's starting right here. All right, so these are basic instructions on how to use this Siemens wash and dry 1442 washer right here. Now, these are not all of the instructions, so it's very important that you read the owner's manual and you abide by the owner's manual before operating this machine. This is just merely a guide on how to use this, a simple guide, but it is not a complete guide. And it is important that you read the owner's manual to make sure that you operate this wash machine properly to avoid injury and to make sure that your wash is washed properly. I hope this video was helpful. Thanks a lot for watching.